so, there will probably not be a lot of additions getting added to this shelf behind me. Plus the fact that me and my fiance are trying to save up for our first home. So that's good. It came out last year. So now that she's actually back up and running without light leaks, tested and proven, you might see a little bit more off the Hasselblad. So about that moving into our first home thing, as you can probably tell by the echo in the intro, it happened. We did it, we saved up, we moved out. 2020 so far has been brilliant. I say that, we moved in at the end of December, so actually 2019 was probably one of the best years I've ever had. So what seems to be a tradition with these yearly updates that I seem to be doing, I've done it last year and I'm doing it again this year. Check out the Kodak merch, it's actually pretty sick. Last year it was a hoodie, I still own that hoodie, and this year it's just a black Kodak t-shirt. I'm pretty happy with it. But as you've seen from the intro, yes, me and my fiance have actually finally moved into our own little home, our 3-bedroom house, and you know what? As you can probably tell from last year with the lack of videos that was actually uploaded, there wasn't that many. A lot of sacrifices had to be made, a lot of downsizing. I say sacrifices, it was more I needed to save money, so not go out as much to shoot, not spend as much on film, and because of that, not really having the chance to go out and shoot. And to be honest with you, 2019 was not exactly the best year creatively, but personally, it's been one of my best years. I mean, look at it this way. We've got Ektachrome in 120 finally. I know I said last year that Ektachrome has just come out. I'll put a couple of my shots of Ektachrome up on the screen now. They're all obviously in 35mm. I haven't shot any of the 120 stuff yet. But Ektachrome come out in 120, 2019, off to, well, that was a good end to 2019. We've got Fuji Acros 2. I've got a delivery of that actually on the way. That got announced and released in 2019. As for more on a personal level of 2019, I got a promotion in work, so I'm now actually a deputy manager at the age of 24. I'm pretty impressed with myself with that. And me and Faye, my fiance, went on a absolute holiday of a lifetime. We took ourselves to Corfu in Greece. I'll put a couple of pictures up around that. And it was just, I've just had an absolutely incredible year. It's been stressful moving out, don't get me wrong. That was one of the hardest things that I've ever done. It just dragged on and dragged on and dragged on. It was ridiculous. But it's done. And you know what? I'd go through it all again. Now, I was talking about downsizing a little bit before. And you've seen in the intro that there wouldn't be a lot of cameras added to my collection. If I show you my collection now, you will see that I have ridiculously downsized. And I know I said last year that I was getting a lot of requests for the Pentax 6.7. Unfortunately, I did actually have to sell, I didn't have to, but I sold the camera because I just wasn't getting the use out of it. And oh my goodness, I am regretting selling that camera so much. If you guys have a Pentax 6.7, don't sell it because you'll regret it. And if you are selling one, hit me up because I really want a Pentax back. But I'm going to show you my new camera shelf and my, well, the bookshelf behind me, which has actually got the majority of my cameras on. I say the majority because the only one that's not on there is a half frame Olympus Pen S. Okay, so as you guys can see, this is my camera shelf. I've got my Hasselblad 500C, which I've had for a couple of years now. I have also got a Polaroid 600 camera. It's a 636 close-up. That's getting a lot more use at the minute, but probably won't towards the middle or end of the year, just because I don't know, I've been enjoying shooting Polaroids over the Christmas period and stuff like that. And last but not least, as you guys have already seen in the previous video, the Leica M4 that I had got sold and I upgraded to a Leica M6. I actually managed to find this, the original Leica M6 Classic, the 7.25 or 7 point something, whatever it is. I managed to find this particular one for underneath £1,000 and it works flawlessly. I could not have been happier with that purchase. Previous videos you have seen this with a Canon 50mm f1.4 LTM lens. I've actually sold that lens now and decided to go for the 35mm life. So I'm all about that 35mm life now. I've not had this lens for too long, but as you can see, I've got the Voigtlander Ultron 35mm f2. Matt Day has done a video on this lens before, and to be honest with you, that was one of the reasons why I actually picked this lens up, because it's actually really nice. So far, the only thing I don't like about the lens is the fact that the distance scale is in meters, and I work in feet personally, but it's just one of them things that I can easily get used to and adjust. In case I get any questions about the camera strap, the camera strap is a handmade leather camera strap, actually made by my mother, so it's a one-of-a-kind camera strap. And I'm sure she won't mind me telling the YouTube that she made it. It's the very first one that she's made with leather, but I think she's done a pretty good job. It's more of an over-the-shoulder sling kind of strap than a wrist strap or anything, but I like it. It works well for the kind of stuff that I want, and because she was able to make it for me, it was basically made tailor-made. So that's all of my cameras that I've actually whittled down to, besides my YouTube camera being the one you're watching right now, being the Canon G7X Mark II. But along with the Hasselblad, because I get asked this question quite a lot, obviously the Hasselblad does not have a built-in light meter, so this is the light meter that I use going into 2020. It's the Profix Gossen something or other. It's a Gossen Profix meter. It will actually meter down to an 8-hour exposure. It's a really super accurate. You can do indecent or spot metering, the other way around. So that's your spot meter and that's your indecent meter. But for the kind of stuff that I've been doing recently, a lot of long exposure stuff, project to come soon. The only thing it won't meter for is flash, but I believe you can get an attachment for that. And the other thing that you've also seen if you've watched the previous videos is this bad boy hiding behind the Hasselblad, which is the Hasselblad 50mm Distagon T-Star 50mm, 28mm equivalent on 6x6. So as I say, since repairing the Hasselblad, it has been getting a lot of love, and I've been working on a new project outside of YouTube. Eventually it's going to be my actually first book project. But speaking of books, this is, as I say, this is my bookshelf where all the cameras and that live. But there's just one book up here within all of these that I just want to show off. It was actually a birthday present, and it's my favourite book that I've got in this collection. It's The Cities novel by Alexei Tedorenko. It is an expensive book, but it's been so worth it. Finally finding a copy for a half decent price and being able to actually have a look at his work in print has just been amazing. So with a mix of that and actually having the Hasselblad fixed, there it is. With all that being said, I have got a project on the way. It's based around Liverpool, and like, you'll see, there'll be more details on the way, but that's my plan for 2020. Eventually, rather than the zine that I released a couple of years ago, I'm actually going to try and release a physical actual book rather than a zine. So that has been my 2020 update, and I'm going to stop killing time now because I've got another video to record. And sneak peek, in case you have watched this all the way through so far, don't shout at me, I know it should be in the fridge. I know, I get it. But I'm going to go shoot a roll of this through the Leica M6. I've also got a roll of it in 120. So yeah, might as well keep that out. So with all that being said, it's been Garth here from Murphy's Film. Hope you guys have had an amazing 2019, and I hope 2020 is going to be amazing for you guys, as I hope it started out for me. Because as I say, 2019 was probably one of the best years of my life. Let's carry on that momentum into 2020, and I hope it goes well for you guys too. It's been Garth here from Murphy's Film. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that other good stuff. And if you've made it this far, thank you, and I hope you enjoyed the Metropolis video when that eventually gets released. Peace out.